Hi everyone, thanks very much for taking the time to join us for this GMS webinar aimed at those that are in schools and colleges. My name's Chris Sigsworth, I'm one of the schools and colleges managers, and I'm joined today by Mark Saltmarsh, who's the player pipeline manager, and Chloe from our GMS team. So all we're going to look at today is some of the most major questions that you've asked us. So we're going to detail what game management system is and why it's important, and then some of those real practical bits that we know that you've messaged us about. So creating a profile, recovering a profile if you're unable to access it, setting yourself to a teacher in charge, linking yourself to a school, and then booking on a course. So really important from the outset to say this video isn't here to show all of the functions of game management system, nor is it to sort of run through sort of every single step on every single process. We do have a really good microsite, which we call Scrum, which basically has a lot of user guides, user videos, and where you can actually go and find some searches for some of the most frequently asked questions. And you can find that here through help.rfu.com. What's game management system and why are we asking teachers to use it?
Thanks, Chris. Yes, GMS has been in existence for some time now. And particularly in the last couple of years, we made some real improvements to it. And that's why we're keen to roll it out further across the game. And what it is, it's our major tool for data and information about the individuals who play the sport. Clearly from a governing body point of view, but also then from a club or a school or a college point of view, knowing about those players' activities, being able to register them, being able to put their parent information, medical information into that system, etc., is really important, as it would be for any sport or any activity that you're involved in. It's also where we manage all our competitions as well. So our national competitions in the education sector, we're migrating into GMS as well. It's where all our course booking, a number of teachers might well have booked courses through GMS as well. And that then goes onto a profile, so it can give a picture of someone's journey in the game. And then, of course, what we also are doing increasingly is using it as the basis of all our communications out to the game as well. And what that, of course, means we're able to do is to be quite targeted and make sure that people get the right communication about the right things. So we, for example, in schools and colleges, would use GMS data to make sure that we get our newsletters to you in the right way at the right time, as well as any other information that's pertinent to the specific part of the game. And then the final thing, of course, as well, which is really important from a legal standpoint, and everyone, particularly in the school sector, we're being much more careful about our data. With the advent of GDPR, everything is fully GDPR compliant, which means that things can be held within the system through passwords, etc. And doesn't mean that we've got bits of paper floating around or different spreadsheets and things which we know clearly isn't the way things are done anymore. So that's really what GMS is and why we're prioritising people to use it.
So again, one of the most common bits we get is, I'm new to this. I've had no involvement in rugby before. How do I create a new profile in game management system?
So you'd go to englandrugby.com, go to the GMS in the top right hand corner link, and then you can either, if you're not assigned to a club, then you can either click on create account to get started straight away, or find a club to locate and be linked to your actual club. So you could do a search here for your club. Please note, you do need to spell it, or your school, you do need to spell it exactly as it is spelled. So for example, if you wanted to select the Twickenham Academy, you need to change the type from club to school, and you can do a search for it. However, Twickenham Academy is actually just Twickenham Academy and not the, and that is how it would come up. You need to click on the tick to select it, and then you can do create an account. Click on the next button and you'll be taken through to your privacy notices and your terms and conditions, which you can click on to read, and also to set up your password. Click on next once done, and it will create your own account. Should you get to this point and an error message comes up to say you are already on, you already have existing details, then go on to the next stage, which will be to recover your account or reset your password. You are logged in. This is what you'll then be set up with. This is your own personal dashboard. So everything is here. You'll have a box over here to verify your account. So you would have been sent an email with a link to verify. If you haven't, then you can click here to resend your verification link. If you're not receiving those emails, then check your junk and spam folders. If after 48 hours you still haven't received it, then go on to the portal guide, which is help.rfu.com. And there's a link on there for not receiving emails, which could be down to your internet service provider, could be blocking them or delaying them. And there's a process on there to help you out. You can add your school if you forgot to do that. So if you just went straight to create an account, it will come up here to say that you're not linked to a school or a club. So you can also link them here. It's got activities, and you can also find a course or find an event should you wish to change your contents here.
I was just going to, sorry, that was brilliant. Thanks for that. I was just going to say that the important bit in that, again, is getting the school name absolutely right. And again, quite a lot of the inquiries that we have are because the school name is spelled slightly differently. So again, it's just really important to stress that school account, but also the school name being exactly as that. And we take it directly from EduBase, so the government database. So that's the names that we choose.
Just on that point, Chris, it's fair to say if you did put in Twickenham as Chloe did, it came up with the schools in Twickenham, didn't it, that have Twickenham in their title. So it's being careful to select the correct one, isn't it, when you've done your search is the key. And of course, if you're lucky enough to be St Mary's, there are lots of St Mary's around. So it's being really careful about picking the right one, for example.
So as Chloe's shown there, obviously just go to the homepage. There is a box for GMS, or englandrugby.com/GMS will take you to that account creation. There are lots of different ways in, but these are the two simplest ones. And Chloe actually referenced it in her answer there, is that we do get a number of teachers that come to us saying that they try and create an account and that they find that they're already in the system. And important to say that in the old days, it was possible for people to create accounts. So you may actually have one in there. And if you've been involved in a coaching course, for example, or you're a registered player at a rugby club, or that you're a parent of a child, it's probable that you actually have an account in there in GMS already, which means that you won't be able to go through those stages. And what we'll need to do is just to recover your account, which is pretty simple. So Chloe, can you just talk us through that process? If someone does get a message saying they're in GMS already, how do they get about recovering that account?
So to reset your password or to recover your account, simply go to englandrugby.com and go to the GMS homepage by clicking on the GMS link. Go to forgot password, and then you can either put in your username should you know it, or you can put in your email address. And then click on the captcha for I'm not a robot, and then reset password. You should be sent an email with a link for resetting your password. So you'll be sent an email and it'll have a red link to reset your password. Please note that these links are only valid for 48 hours. So should you not reset your password by the time this link has expired, you will need to click on forgot password to reset your password again. And also, if you don't get this email, please check your junk and spam folders. And again, if you haven't received it within 48 hours, then go onto the portal, the help portal, which is help.rfu.com. And there's an email and there's a guide on there for not receiving emails if it's you might be having a problem with your service provider, and there's a guide on there to help you. Once you click on this link, it will take you to a reset password page where you simply enter a secure password, which will need to have upper and lower cases, a number and a special character such as full stop or exclamation mark. It will then prompt you to the login page, which you can then log in with that new password and your username, which is given on this email attachment. And then you'll be taken straight into your new dashboard and your GMS account.
Fantastic. And obviously our advice for teachers is, and teachers in schools and colleges, is make sure you remember what your password is and remember what email account you've set in with as well. And again, as we said before, really important to remember if it's your work one or your personal one, and that will link everything together. For people now, when they've got themselves a profile, how do they link themselves to their school or to their college? So they might just have or might be a rugby club as well they're linked to.
Once you've logged into your account, though, you simply go on to My Organisations, simply go on to the Add button, and then you search for the relevant school. So bear in mind, if you put in St Mary's, there is going to be quite a few St Mary's, so please ensure that you collect and select the correct one. So once you've found your school, you can then select to add it, and then it'll be added to your own account.
Fantastic, and that's really important. Mark, maybe you can touch on it. That's a really important stage, that actually teachers, when they go on to it, are selecting the school that they're linked to. Why is that important, Mark, Chloe?
Yeah, really important that we're able to then tie someone into an organisation within the system. It then means, as we've talked about, it means we're able to get the appropriate information to them. If there are duplications, that can be understood by the system as well. So it does help us, of course, to be able to, not only in terms of communication, but to be able to track activity and participation, coaching courses, etc., not only by individual, but by different schools and clubs as well, which clearly means we can help them more to do the things they want to do.
And the other people, I guess, as well, Mark, that really benefit from it, especially, are those that are teacher in charge and ticket contact. And they're two, we would call them golden roles, wouldn't we? But two really important roles that we would communicate with, and we would ask that those roles in particular are aligned to the school. And the way the system works, Chloe, you might want to add to that, is that they're given a special role, which means they have increased access to the system.
Yep. So anyone has access to their own GMS account to access other account and set up other users, give other users permissions and roles, to set up fixtures, anything that's set up within GMS but under other tiles and profiles. You need to have both a relevant role and also a relevant permission level. So they can only be assigned by someone else that currently has a role and permission level, or someone in the school's team at GMS.
Fantastic, and we've just put the answer there on the screen. So once you've set yourself up at the school, if you are the teacher in charge or ticket contact, please email gms@englandrugbyschools.com. There's a process there where they will basically assign you those roles. And really important to stress, obviously we haven't had matches recently, but when we do get back up to international matches at Twickenham, the only way we will make contact with you about tickets is through the main ticket in charge contact on GMS. So if no one's set up in that role, unfortunately, we're unable to, because as Mark detailed before with GDPR, we don't hold Excel spreadsheets with people's names on anymore. We only go through GMS. So if there's no one set in that role, unfortunately, we're unable to contact you to offer you the right to go into the ticket ballot. So really, just to re-emphasise, please do make sure you go on to the school, get in contact with us, and we'll set you up as a role as teacher in charge or international ticket contact. Great, and I guess the final question, Chloe, is people who have booked on coaching courses before, normally they've been booked on by someone else, so they've been able to ring in. Do they need a GMS account to book themselves on a coaching course or through one of our CPD courses? And if so, how do they go about doing it?
Okay, to book a course, you currently need to log into your own user account. You cannot book courses for another third party, and also for anyone that wants to book a course for any students that are under 18, their parental account or their care guardian need to log in to their own account to book a course for that under 18. So currently you can either go on to the GMS homepage and you can go on to find a rugby course here, or you can log into your own account. Under your dashboard at the bottom, there will be a link. At the bottom, there is this link here for find a course. You can also go onto Google and just put in RFU course finder, and this will take you to the same page. Currently, at the moment, we're only running e-learning courses or webinars due to lockdown restrictions. Once lockdown restrictions have been lifted and there are face-to-face courses, then you can do a more in-depth search, such as under referee courses or coaching. And then you can put in whatever postcode you live in, and it will come up with whatever courses are in your local area. Once you have a course that you wish to book, you can simply click on that course, check any prerequisites that you are covered. Once you're happy with this, you then select book. Okay, if you're not logged in already, it will then prompt you to log in. So I'm Johnny Wilkinson and I want to book on this course. So I simply add to basket and the option is there. I can now simply view basket or go straight to checkout. If I wanted to buy more courses, so if I want to book on more courses, more e-learning courses, I can simply click on the back button, search for them and add them all to my basket to check out one at a time at the end. So here is my view basket. I can now check out. As this is a free course, it has booked this for me already. Should this not be free course and we're doing back-to-back and face-to-face courses, you'll be given the option to put in your credit card details. At this point here, I can either finish and log out of this, or I can view the receipt if I wanted to download or save this to my device. So once I've then finished, on my dashboard, it will show here as an upcoming event, June 2021. With these e-learning, these are the dates that these need to be completed by. These are not the dates that you need to actually complete the course on, but merely just the expiry date of the course. So you need to take it and complete it by that point. Once you've then completed these e-learning courses, you can then go to your profile menu and under either education or qualification, it will show up here as completed and confirmed.
Fantastic, and that's a real good point to finish there with, Chloe, actually, because this is, go back to Mark's point, this is one of the reasons for the game management system, that again, each individual we're able to see, or they're able to see as well, the courses they've done, their playing history, all of the history in one place, which is again a real advantage of the approach. Fantastic, thanks, Chloe. And again, just with the courses there, teachers, that does mean, and Mark and Chloe, one for you, that does mean that teachers aren't able to block book courses for their students?
Yes, unfortunately, that's no longer possible for a third party to book for someone else. So if they want to book courses for their students, they're best advised to advise the students that their parents, if they're under 18, that their parents will need to book on and book it for them. As I showed with Johnny Wilkinson, you're able to book family members if linked up.
Excellent. And Mark, why the approach of asking young people to do that?
Yeah, again, I mean, it comes back to the point around data security, Chris. It's the integrity of the data in the system is really important from a GDPR point of view, and also, of course, to keep people's information safe. So that's why that's the case. It's about an individual booking and approving that their information can be used in that booking process.
So thanks again, Chloe, for running us through all of those bits. As we said at the start, the real key bit for us is there is a microsite with all of the information in more detail with those and some of the more frequently asked questions. The site has user guides and videos to help, and that can be found at help.rfu.com. That's the first point of call for anything. That, in the majority of cases, will help you with any inquiries that you might have and solve any problems. So once again, thanks very much for joining us. Hopefully we've illustrated here the importance of GMS for you in schools and colleges, how it helps us communicate with you on the really important bits on how we can offer support, but hopefully shows again how simple the system is to use for those real key processes that you all need to use. Thanks very much, and stay tuned to our social media channels where you'll see more webinars in the coming weeks and months.